Hi, it's Miriam Mills here from Breathe Flow Balance, and in this video today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 tips and ideas or suggestions that can possibly help you kickstart your weight loss journey if you haven't started already. And I know it can be a little bit daunting for people who are starting this journey and don't know where to begin, so that's why it's important to have some ideas and little tools and tips to start you on your journey. So the first thing I'd like to say is that it's good to prepare for beginning a weight loss journey in terms of setting a date, whether it's the Monday or tomorrow, whenever it is that you decide to start your journey. Plan a date, and before you start, it's a good idea to go through your fridge, your pantry, your fridge freezer, and get rid of all the sugary, not so good items in there, all the candy, any chips and any cookies, any sugary items. Sort of clear all that out so it's not going to be tempting for you. And if you really have to have that kind of junk in there in your pantry, for example, maybe you've got kids, put it at a level that's not eye level so that you're not tempted. But ideally, get rid of the sugary items, unhealthy items, cereals, candy bars, cookies, chips, all that kind of stuff from your fridge freezer, your fridge and your pantry, and replace it with healthier items. So go out to the grocery store and replace it with healthier vegetables and fruits. Fill up your fruit bowl with a variety of colourful fruits. So that's the first thing. You need to get rid of the old stuff and replace it, because if you haven't got stuff in the house that's unhealthy, then you're not going to eat it. So that's the first tip I would say, is do some preparation work. Get rid of stuff, give it away, donate it, throw it out, but clear out your pantry, fridge, freezer and freezer of all the junk and sugary items and unhealthy food so that you're not tempted. Okay, tip number 2. When you go to the grocery store, it's a good idea to shop on the periphery of the supermarket, because that's where the fresh fruit and vegetables are. When you go down the centre aisles and all the other aisles, that's where the processed food is. So we want to sort of get in the habit, because losing weight is not going to be an overnight thing. It's going to be a slow, steady process. It's a lifestyle change. There are no quick fixes if you want sustained weight loss. So we're looking at a lifestyle change. So you want to sort of change the items that you're actually putting into your shopping cart. So shopping on the periphery of the supermarket is a good idea. That's where the fresh fruit and vegetables and meats, fish, eggs are all kept, and stay clear as much as possible from the centre aisles, because what you put in your shopping cart is what you're taking home, and what you take home is what you're going to be cooking with. If the junk isn't in your shopping cart, it doesn't come to your home and you won't eat it, or you'll be less likely to eat it. And if it's not visible, it's not as tempting. So that's the second tip. Go to the grocery store and shop on the periphery of the supermarket, buying fresh fruit and vegetables. Stay away from the centre aisle. Stay away from processed foods. Tip number 3 is to read the labels on your food items. And I know it can be a bit of a daunting task, but in particular, look out for other words for sugar. So we know sugar and fat, but there are lots and lots of other words, labels on the backs of items that you might not know what they are. So other words that mean the same as sugar that you should avoid would be things like maltose, high fructose corn syrup, or dextrose, or fruit concentrate, or vegetable glycerine. Maltose, I said. So they're other words for sugar. So if you read the back of the label and it says that, don't buy it, because ultimately you want to start cutting down on your sugar and flour intake. That will be the one of the best ways for you to actually shed the pounds, is to get rid of the sugar and flour from your diet. Okay, so that's another tip, is read the labels. Tip number 4 is hydrate well. So If your urine, for example, is not very clear, that means you are dehydrated. And it's interesting that dehydration and hunger can actually have the same physical symptoms. So the way to check is if whether you're hungry or whether you're dehydrated is to have a large glass of water, and if you still feel hungry, then you're hungry. But if your hunger's been satiated with water, then you've been dehydrated. So always make sure that your urine is running quite clear. If it's on the yellow side, then you are definitely dehydrated. So water will fill you up, it'll hydrate you, it'll make all your organs function much better at a higher level. It'll help process fats, etc., and help with the elimination from your body. So at least 8 glasses of water a day. I like to fill a large container, leave it in the kitchen as well as in my workspace, and when I go into the kitchen I'll remember to drink the water. So keep hydrating throughout the day, and at least 8 glasses of water. You can, if you're, depending on your body size, you might have to drink more or less, but roughly about 8 glasses of water. That will fill you up. Another tip is don't drink the water with your meal, when you're eating your food. Don't drink it with your food, because it tends to water down the digestive juices. So 30 minutes before a meal is a good time to have a glass of water, and then you can drink water 30 minutes after. So get good with the hydration, get good with drinking water, make it your habit. It's really important and will really help with your weight loss.